Hey, this is Victor with Social Firestarter. In this video, I'm taking a look at probably the most popular SEO plugin, but really, this is kind of going to go towards any type of SEO plugin you might be using for WordPress. So I just want to talk about the functionality and basically like its limits as to what it can do for you. So basically, I've noticed lots and lots of people, pretty much across many different industries, they'll use Yoast SEO on their websites. And for some people, that's great. For some people, it actually kind of misguides them, especially if they're not too familiar with how to be doing like on-page SEO. So Yoast, it's a great plugin, honestly. It makes your life really easy. It gives you access to a lot of settings in just a more convenient way. Like, for example, underneath each page, as you're editing them, you can find like a Yoast section that lets you mess with the meta title and meta description, which is pretty nice and convenient, but I want to point out a few things off of like their website. This is just their features page because some of these you should be taking advantage of, and some of them, really a lot of them, they might just misguide you um, as far as like your content. So it does allow you to kind of specify your target key term for each page. Um, which it can kind of help you out a little bit to understand what to focus on with your page. But I would say that you really don't need any sort of plugin to do this. As long as you stay on topic and are providing value with your content, you don't really need any sort of plugin that gives you a rating on your content. So how is it doing this? Well, it's not a real person. It's just AI that's kind of scanning your content and doing its best to give you some sort of rating. Now, I'll tell you right now, it's not accurate at all. They do give you like a red light, yellow light, and green light. You should not be paying attention to these. Honestly, you could use Yoast on a page that's already ranked number 1 on a competitive search term, and Yoast will flag it as red. So you should not be using that little like green light indicator really to tell you how to write things. And again, that's just because it's like AI. And if you think about it, whoever codes Yoast, they're not exactly the best expert in your local city. So a lot of times it's a little silly to just be using some of these suggestions that it gives you. Um, so another one, internal linking. So internal linking is super important. You should be, I guess a good way to describe how you should do it is you should, for example, on your blogs, if you are writing about car accidents and you have a car accident page, you should go ahead and link to the car accident page from somewhere on your website or from somewhere on the blog page, sorry. Um, and doing that and then going over to that car accident page and linking back to the blog, that's already a great way to do your internal linking. You don't really need to take it up another level unless you want to go ahead and do competitor analysis and see what other people are doing to link their pages back and forth. But if you just try to think about the user experience and what pages they might want to click on next, I would say that's already going to do much better than trying to use the Yoast suggestions for internal linking. And one more thing that I'll mention here, so Yoast does also provide a readability check, um, and just kind of rates how well your content reads. But I would say there's a much better way to do this. I would say to use Grammarly. Grammarly is a free plugin. You can install it on your browser and then it just pops up. Even if you're on a WordPress page and you're editing it, it'll come up there and give you much better readability suggestions than what Yoast would do. So that's pretty much it. Those are like the top features that everybody uses Yoast for, especially because a lot of people have the free version. And so I just wanted to talk about those really quick because a lot of people tend to first experience SEO by using a plugin like this, and it ends up misguiding their learning process for SEO. So let me know if you have maybe followed anything, any sort of suggestions and actually improved your website, or if you used any suggestions and maybe it hurt your rankings. Because I can definitely imagine both of those situations happening a whole lot. Um, but uh, at the end of the day, if you are providing value with your content and you're thinking about the user experience, a lot of time you're not going to need to use the suggestions from an SEO plugin. You're just going to want to use the convenience and the different settings that it adds to your website. So thanks for watching and have a great one.